I absolutely love this topic. You are not trapped, even when it feels like you are. There are so many different ways to consider what trapped means. Are you physically trapped? Are you emotionally trapped? Are you psychologically trapped? Are you metaphorically trapped? Every time you say you're trapped, there's a story to be unfolded. So how can you unlock the flow of abundance when you feel trapped? This is a question I get asked on a regular basis with my clients. And they often say, Vicky, I don't know where to turn. I feel trapped in my decisions, my choices, and I just don't know where to go. And this is where I start. I use a tool called Emotional Freedom Technique. This technique provides energy psychology in a way that I never would have imagined possible. As I started tapping along for the first time with my own business coach in 2014, I had no idea what she was about to do with me. EFT was the game changer of everything. And at that time in my life, I felt very trapped. I felt more trapped than I ever could be trapped. I felt there was no way out. I tried everything under the sun to fix everything that I could possibly fix to make things better, to try and find solutions, to do everything that I could, only to discover that actually what I really needed to do was let go. So I know through my own personal experiences, as well as my professional experience, that when I'm working with a client who feels trapped, it's because their mind has got trapped. Their belief system has got trapped. But more importantly, their energy is trapped. That energy goes all the way down to the root chakra. The root chakra is the first chakra in the 7 chakras in the body, and this chakra is the energy of safety. When you feel trapped or stuck, this is the chakra that you can get unlocked. When you work with feeling safe, you get unstuck, you get untrapped. The root chakra is an energy. Therefore, you can change it. You can change the outcome. You can change the belief system. You can change what you feel. There are many coaches and gurus out there that clearly state mindset is everything. But I will stick my guns with this one. Mindset is not everything. The energy that feeds your mindset, that is everything. If you don't believe that you can change your energy, then you won't change it. Your energy is what is filled with emotions. And I'll never forget one day when I was with my mentor and she said, but Vicky, because I felt really trapped this particular day. I felt trapped in my emotional well-being. I felt trapped in my journey to recovery from domestic abuse and PTSD. I felt trapped by the thoughts in my mind. I felt trapped by circumstances. I felt trapped by everything. And all of a sudden, my mentor sat there and said, but Vicky, energy is just emotion. It's energy in motion. That's what opened my mind. That's what helped me shift from being stuck and trapped to recognising that I could make a change. Through EFT, you tap on the points on your body, and those points on your body are connected to meridians. The meridians are connected throughout your whole being. So you can tap on your fingers, the front of the wrist, the back of the wrist, the top of the head, the eyebrow, side of the eye. You can just tap on your collarbone. There's so many points in your body that you can just tap and you can instantly get untrapped, unstuck and free. But then that all depends on where you are. Are you talking about being trapped in a relationship? Are you talking about being trapped financially? Are you talking about being trapped in life in general? Feeling like you don't have choice? Or do you feel trapped by being bullied by someone? Do you feel trapped by other people's judgments? Do you feel trapped by anything at all? Whatever it is you're feeling trapped by, think about it. Are you really trapped? Or are you simply trapped by energy and perception? When it comes to unlocking abundance, it really is energetic. And my clients will often say to me, Vicky, I can't unlock abundance. I can't tap into good things. I can't tap into more. I'm like, okay, let's accept that then. And then we start tapping on the acceptance that we can't. And you know, the acceptance is what changes everything. Sometimes you can be so busy fighting for what you think you want. And then that can just lead you down a path of conflict. So how can you change your energy, change your perceptions, unlock that energy of feeling trapped, whether it be in... A lot of women in business feel financially trapped because they feel like they can't generate sales, they can't move forward, they can't grow, they can't evolve. And actually what they really need is just an energy shift. So what does feeling trapped really feel like? Unless it's a physical situation where you're trapped in a car, you're trapped in a lift, you're trapped in a building and you've suffered real life trauma of being trapped, I ask you to look again at what the trapped feeling resonates for you. Where are you really trapped? Or is it just a feeling or perception? So I was once with one of my accountability partners, and she was talking me through some stuff, and I said, oh, I'm not sure I can do that yet. She said, what do you mean? And I was like, well, there's this stuff and that stuff going on in the background, and I just don't feel it would be the best thing for me to move forward to take that action. And she said, well, that actually is a real fear. That's not a perceived fear, that's a real fear. So let's work with the real fear and let's move it forward. She was one of the first people that ever said to me about real fear and perceived fear. Because I'd never looked at it that way. I'd never had that understanding. I knew about mindset, I knew about EFT, I knew about abundance, I knew about law of attraction, I knew about love and compassion and kindness and understanding. But I also knew about frustration and being stuck and almost being stuck in victimhood as well. So I welcome you to just look at the situation that you're in. Is it real fear or is it perceived fear that's keeping you trapped? Sometimes when it comes to finances, it can feel like a real fear, but when you actually pick the pieces apart and take the actions that need to take, it often turns out to just be a perception. And that perception is more than workable. There is another way you can look at real fear versus perceived fear. And that is, a real fear would be domestic abuse versus a psychological fear of what ifs. So if you're living in a situation such as domestic abuse and you are afraid of your life, that is a real fear. Or you're afraid of oh gosh, my brain just went. If you're afraid of what might happen, the negative consequences, that can sometimes be a real fear, because the negative consequences could actually be quite fatal. It's like doing a little mini risk assessment. But then you look at the psychological what ifs, and most of those what ifs are just perceptions, they're not reality. So being trapped and what it means to you, when you understand that, you can set yourself free. Really set yourself free. I remember my client who was trapped financially. She was close to breaking down. She felt that nothing was working for her. She was considering bankruptcy. She didn't believe there was another way out. So I sat with her in the session. I worked with her. I held space for where she was. I helped her shift her energy. I helped her let go of the stress. I helped her feel into her body about where she was holding on to the fear. And I helped her to set herself free. She didn't have to go into bankruptcy. And she didn't have to worry about putting food on the table. She was able to go away and sign a high-end client. And then another, and then another, and then another. So when it comes to tapping into more abundance and dealing with the inner conflict and the inner war that comes up, sometimes it pays to take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and ask yourself, am I really trapped? Or do I just feel it?